You know, New York became my new home 8 years ago when I moved from Paris to start our US activities. 3 of my 4 kids are born in New York, and today the US represents almost half of our business. Thank you so much for your trust and your partnership. We could not have done it without you. I will be honest with you. Every time I give a keynote, I get a lot of feedback. Speak slower, be funnier, but mostly work on your accent. Even if it's charming, right? It's charming. So this year, I decided to try something different. Like a lot of us, I've been playing with AI, experimenting, building tools, even creating my own chatbot named Johnny. And today I thought, why not invite him on stage with me? Woo! Yes, I have a co-host.
I prefer AI Sidekick.
And no, it's not human.
Okay, well, no need to be rude about it.
Not human, but definitely sensitive and very powerful. Because today we are not just talking about AI as a tool, we are talking about AI as a true collaborator, a co-pilot, an analyst, and even a partner.
That's me.
It listens, it learns, it connects the dots in the way we can't. And we need it. Because customer experience is becoming too complicated for us to decode perfectly by ourselves. So, Johnny, do you think you can help us understand what customer wants?
I'd be delighted.
Johnny is nice today. You know, even if you don't notice, customers have never stopped talking to us. Not just with natural languages, but in every scroll, touch, swipe, zoom, every action we are taking online. And what they have been expecting all the time is
Less friction, more flow.
100% agree with you, Johnny. No more friction. No more friction. Okay, welcome, John. For example, let's take a trip. Let's plan a trip. Before, you had 20 tabs open at once. Flight, hotel, maps, review, and it took hours to piece it all together. Now, you just ask ChatGPT, Booking, or other travel sites, and ask, plan me a weekend in Lisbon with great food and no red-eye flight. And AI curates the whole trip. That's the shift from manual to instant, from doing all the work yourself to having AI doing the heavy lifting for you. The experience of tomorrow is hybrid, combining traditional navigation, click filter menu, with natural conversation and agent interaction. To deliver this experience very well, it's going to be very complicated. You need more dynamic, very personalized content, different layer of content, more conversational, and agent-ready. So to try to solve the online experience challenge this morning, let's go back to basic. To simplify, every website can be broken down into different types of pages. Any given website, there are on average of 20 different types of pages, like category pages, product landing page, content hub, cart, checkout. 20 pages. And for each pages, you have an average of 20 elements, features, or zone, headers, product grid, image, pricing, shipping info, customer review, even more. 20 pages, 20 zones. And for each zone, there is an average of 20 metrics you can be looking at. 20 times 20.
20 times 20 times 20 equals 8,000.
8,000. Johnny is definitely faster than John. 8,000 items to check. But I think Johnny forgot some other dimension. Errors, merchandising, pricing, loading time, feedback, conversation, etc. And all of this, you need to look at on web, on mobile, on physical store. So let's say you're on 10 dimensions. It's trillions of data. It's a 40-digit number. With all of this data, it's very hard to know where to start, where to focus today to improve conversion. How are your users moving from web to mobile app? Which page are more important? What element of the page ultimately leads to higher retention? And how to personalize it at scale. Let's be honest. The scale of data is no longer human-sized. You need AI and automation to make sense of the trillions of data points that tell the story of customer experience. And the shift is already happening. We are moving from AI-assisted, you ask a question and you get an answer, one, to AI agent, where AI doesn't just answer you, but it's proactive, accomplishing tasks, taking action on its own, to AI automation. Everything is connected to the ecosystem to drive personalization to segment of one. One experience per user, per visit. So the question is, how are we doing with this transition? My dear Johnny, I think this is the time to bring experts on stage to solve the equation. Welcome, PJ! Our VP AI product!
Thanks, John. It's fair to say it has been a busy year. While John may think we have AI agents running around doing the work for us, some of us have been hard at work programming, integrating, and iterating on how we can put AI to work for you in Contentsquare. We started off in the AI assistance phase. In May, we introduced Sense, Contentsquare's AI to the world, a set of AI capabilities to guide and advise teams. We built a chat assistant that could answer, guide, and even respond to John in French. I'd like you to meet Sense Chat 2.0. We've added more capabilities, a more intuitive look and feel. You can just ask a question and get the answer in seconds. Sense Chat now supports zoning capabilities, so you can understand how users interact with different elements on a page. We can also answer questions that are help-related by pulling content from our help center. And here's something cool. Sense Chat automatically generates follow-up questions for you based on the content that you're looking at. And the cherry on the cake is we now support the latest add-on features, error analysis, acquisition, and more. I can't wait to see what you ask next. Speaking of which, Johnny, how many questions has Sense answered since we launched?
More than 150,000 queries since May 2025.
Wow. And the feedback from those of you who have tried it has been amazing. And let me tell you, a lot of you have tried it.
86% of our customers have adopted Sense already.
Wow. Thank you, Johnny. It's the fastest growing product we've ever launched. And, but we knew we could do more, so we did. In March, we also announced Session Replay Summaries. Session Replay Summaries automatically highlight key behavioral trends and friction points across multiple session replays. In fact, multi-session summaries rapidly became the most used feature. And the top request that we got from customers was, please let me summarize more sessions. And I'm excited to share that you can now summarize up to 100 sessions at once. And Session Replay Summaries is free for all of our Pro and Enterprise customers. The time savings that you get from Session Replay Summaries are enormous. We're saving our customers in aggregate over 74,000 hours each week. This is time that you can put back into doing more meaningful, impactful work. And speaking of impactful work, let's talk about errors. Our benchmarks show that 40% of users are frustrated with digital experiences, and a big contributor is errors. But it hasn't always been easy to understand errors, until now. Thanks to error summaries, what used to be intimidating technical data is now a quick summary of what happened, how it impacted the user journey, and where it's happening, so you can quickly get to a root cause and start working on a fix. We also make it really easy for you to see the business impact of that error and copy this whole summary and all of this context into your conversations and ticketing tools. We know that as the cost of fixing these errors decreases thanks to tools like AI coding agents, it's going to be so much more important to get clear signal on what to fix next. And Error Summaries does exactly this. So as you can see, across all these capabilities, we're leveraging AI to help accelerate your onboarding, automate the tedious steps, and assist everyone of all skill levels in plain English or French to get to insight.
Thank you, Vijay. Having an assistant to chat is great, but I think we can do much more. Even with an assistant, analytics is still complex. You need time, you need to know what question you should ask, is not proactive enough, and we know our customers are struggling with not enough time and not enough resources. So our vision was to automate the entire process that is today still complex. Let me give you an example. As a customer, for mobile app, you need to put an SDK or a tag for web. You need to remove personal information. You need to identify the page, then select the zone, then train your team to do analysis, then compare data every week or benchmark it, then find recommendation, then predict the impact of recommendation, and turn this recommendation into design, mock-up, code, and A/B test it. And wait a month to have result. And you would like to personalize the experience, so you will send the data to data warehouse. And it's personalized, and now you would like to monitor the performance of your decision. Whew. Gosh, it's harder than expected. My dream 10 years ago was to arrive in the morning with a good coffee and open my laptop. And the technology will be able to tell me what to do, how much additional revenue I can expect, and act on it for me. A reality where everyone has their own personal analytics agent to help them on board, to guide you through setup, to provide you insights, and to answer you every minute and act for you. Vijay, how are we progressing towards this vision?
Well, we are making some progress. We started with mappings, the unsung hero of analytics. Mappings transform complex URLs, like what you see on the left, into clear, readable groupings that make for glanceable insights. But if you know, you know, the manual setup of these mappings was a complete pain. You would start from zero, and you'd have to spend hours building them, or get professional help, until now. I'm so excited to announce that for all new projects, Sense is proactively creating a high-level mapping to get you started, just like the one you see in the middle here, as well as a more detailed, personalized mapping, all built for you without you doing anything. But you may be wondering, well, what if I want to customize the mapping, right? The kinds of analysis I do are specific to my needs. Well, you can forget about manually grouping pages one by one. A common use case for mappings is looking at different product categories or types, like different shoe styles or brands. Let's say I want to answer a question like, which shoe types convert best? Now I can just tell Sense Mapping Assistant what I want. It understands the structure of my website, so I can just pick what I want to do. No more memorizing URL structures. I can also see and edit the rules that the Mapping Assistant creates for me. So I have all the time savings, but I still have complete control. We think this will be a complete game changer for getting set up with analysis because you can use it whether you're a data wizard or a complete novice. We've taken hours of setup work and turned it into seconds of typing naturally, so you can quickly get to the glanceable insights that you want, personalized the way that you want them. And here's what some of our beta customers are already saying. Bringing AI to mappings is saving time and making more personalized analysis so much more accessible to people of all skill levels.
That's great progress, Vijay. But my dream was bigger, was to have an agent to be proactive, to personalize insight for you every morning when you open your laptop. An AI agent that will work across the entire Contentsquare platform, bring you fresh data all the time, fresh insight, and complete action for you. That was my dream. And today, my dream has come true. Since Analyst is a revolutionary agent, is built on decades of CSQ intelligence and 10 years of expertise. It's like having not one, but a massive team of analysts working for you night and day, giving you recommendations based on data that is fresh all the time. This is the time, Vijay, to share it to the world. Can you please show to everyone our new AI agent, Sense Analyst?
Yes, I can. Like John said, it has been a decade of building the right data set and the right expertise. And very recently, the right AI technologies and the right team were in place for us to put all of this together. You can literally open it up and ask a question like, how do I improve revenue today? And it'll answer. Let's see what it looks like. Sense Analyst starts out by building an analysis plan using multiple capabilities at the same time from Contentsquare. No jumping between browser tabs, no searching for the right data. In seconds, it's building me a journey analysis, and it's also going to identify the right steps of my checkout funnel, and it's going to build that for me as well. But here's where it gets really smart. Sense Analyst notices the drop-off from specific pages, like the cart, and it decides on its own to use zoning to investigate a little bit deeper. So what it does is it takes a snapshot of that page from session replay, sends that to an AI model, and automatically identifies and names every single zone on that page. This is really powerful because it's going to allow Sense Analyst to give me zone-level insights and connect data across multiple types of analyses. So for example, if you have a zone that is low on a page, but people click it a lot, you should probably move that further up on the page. Sense Analyst can also read session replay summaries. So you can combine the qualitative data from session replay with the quantitative data from funnels, journeys, and zoning. And here's where things get really special. Sense Analyst begins telling you a story of what's actually happening in your customer journey. It shows you the friction that users are running into, and then it makes specific, actionable recommendations to you, specific to zones. And by the way, this is based on 10 years of expert knowledge from our professional services. And if you want this to just run automatically for you, you can just save a prompt, and you can schedule it to run every day. In fact, you can build an army of these different analysts that run all of this analysis proactively for you and push it to your email inbox. What you see right here is email. It's not even inside Contentsquare. And all of this is pushed right to you. And that's Sense Analyst.
Woo! That's great, Vijay. But what if I don't want even to log into Contentsquare platform? I want inside, not just in the platform or by email, but everywhere I am. Can you do it?
You wanted more? Okay, fine. John mentioned that people are starting to do so much more inside AI agents. like Claude, Microsoft Copilot, Gemini, ChatGPT. But here's the challenge. These agents are isolated from the crucial context and tools across thousands of services that they need to get actual work done. So they created a protocol for this called Model Context Protocol. Sounds complex, but I'll explain it. Shortened version is MCP. You'll hear that term a lot. Now, MCP is a special way for AI agents to talk to one another, and more importantly, to share context and tools. Let's look at a couple examples. Jira might, for example, and actually they have, expose tools to create tickets or comment on tickets. Optimizely might expose tools to create a feature flag or an A/B test. And I'm excited to share that Contentsquare is getting in the game too. We are building an MCP server that is going to allow AI agents to perform analysis using Contentsquare analysis tools from outside of our platform. And this is using the same technology that powers Sense Analyst, so only really possible recently with our new innovations. We think, by the way, that MCP is so disruptive because instead of having to log into 3 different SaaS applications as a human, you can have an army of AI agents that are completing entire workflows across these tools as long as they're part of that connected ecosystem. But let's take a look at a concrete example. So let's say, for example, I'm in Claude, and I can now ask a question like, what was the frustration score last week? And Claude is able to access the context from Contentsquare to answer that question. But here's where it gets magical. I can also ask a question like, is anyone working on a fix for this issue? And Claude can combine the context from Contentsquare with the context from Jira and show me that, in fact, someone fixed the problem already. That's pretty cool, right? You're combining the context from these 2 different applications. But here's where it gets even better. I can ask, what was the impact of that fix? And so now, Claude is going to do an analysis of the conversion rate before they made the fix and after they made the fix. And it's using the data from Jira to show me that, in fact, the conversion rate did go up before versus after. And so this is the power of connecting into an ecosystem of AI agents, in addition to having a powerful agentic analytics solution of our own. This enables you to very easily go from insight to action to impact. So as a summary, we have been hard at work bringing you expanded chat functionality, new error summaries to understand complex errors, and a mapping assistant to take the pain out of getting set up. These are rolling out starting today. MCP support, which lets you connect Contentsquare data with other AI agents, is in development and coming soon. We also showed you our brand new agent, Sense Analyst, that does all of the analysis, interprets the data, and helps you take action. It's the early days of Sense Analyst, and we have a lot we're planning to add to Sense Analyst in the coming months. For example, more capabilities like errors, benchmarking, more proactivity. And Sense Analyst is rolling out to a limited set of customers starting today. But if you want, you can go next door and you can try it out yourself at the Sense Lounge in the Product Pavilion. I really hope to see you there.
Thank you so much, Vijay. Thanks a lot. AI assistant, AI agent, the next phase will be AI automation to drive advanced personalization. And the team is moving fast on it. To achieve full automation, you need data to flow everywhere. Data at user level and a connected ecosystem. Johnny, don't you think that to know more about it, we need another expert, another data rock star? Yes! Welcome, Rachel!
All right, thank you. Well, that AI stuff was pretty awesome, right? Great. Great for everyone, except of course the person who is following it. But I'm going to do that by talking about data. Now, data may not immediately seem super exciting, but all of those AI capabilities are only as good as the data that drives them. So hang with me, and let's see if we can make data exciting for everyone. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is how to collect and capture this data. Contentsquare uses smart capture techniques to ensure you have the best data. This means that it's super easy to collect the data that you need. Now, Contentsquare, along with all the other tools out there, use manual capture techniques, but Contentsquare offers the best automatic capture on the market, whether you're talking replays or errors or behavioral data. The other thing is that this makes the data very complete, and it makes it super fast to get to value because you already have all the data that you need. It's so quick that I want to give a call out to one of our customers who has written about this, Seth Stuck from Fox. So he loves auto capture so much, he wrote a blog about it. And he's also going to be talking later today about how to build an analytics practice at scale in one of our breakout sessions. Seth, are you here? Yeah, there he is. All right, so now while we're talking about data capture, let's talk about mobile. We all spend an incredible amount of time on our mobile devices. In fact, the most hated feature that I have with Apple is that weekly screen time report. You all get that? It sucks, right? It's always very depressing. But while user traffic has really shifted to mobile, in a lot of cases, mobile app analytics hasn't kept up with web analytics. So with Contentsquare, we make it super easy to get visibility into what your users are doing in mobile apps. So you understand the platforms that they're on, the journeys they're taking, the frustrations and errors that they're seeing. Well now, and this is for all the mobile teams out there, Contentsquare Mobile got even better for iOS apps with auto capture support for SwiftUI. So it means, yes, even less tagging needed. It's definitely whistle-worthy. All right, so we've talked about how we make it easy to collect the data that you need that fuels all these AI capabilities. Let's talk about the things you can do with this data otherwise. So behavioral data, so what your users do and experience, is in many ways more powerful than, say, demographic data, like who your users are. And there are many ways to leverage this data across your data ecosystem. Now, I know there's a lot of marketing and product folks in the audience, but how many people from data teams are out there? Raise your hands. I see some. Okay, this is for you. So data teams, Contentsquare data got a lot easier to leverage with the launch of Data Connect. Data Connect automatically sends your behavioral data to the central data warehouse. We support all of those different warehouses. And not only do we do this, but this capability is fully self-service. So you just saw it getting set up in essentially less than a minute. Super easy. You can even select which errors in an easy UI that you want to send or which data you want to send. So it's even really easy to manage ongoing as well. And a great example of how our customers are already leveraging Data Connect is Acora. So there's a great YouTube video of this, but Acora basically has implemented an internal AI agent within their Figma app. And this agent has access to data from Contentsquare as well as some other tools. And what this means is that designers can get access to all of this data, whether it's zoning data, recommendations from Contentsquare, but right inside Figma, the place where they work, saving them tons of time. So for those of you who don't have your data team with you, please let them know that Data Connect is available for Contentsquare data. All right, so now I want to talk about leveraging data in one of the most common workflows, A/B testing. Now, Vijay talked earlier about the new Sense Analyst and how we're automatically making recommendations about what you should try changing on your website or app. But executing against these can be clunky at that point. Well, that is all changed. So what you're seeing here is a website where the best sellers are kind of below the fold, but they're getting a lot of engagement. So we've made a recommendation to move that above. You can, in Contentsquare now, just write up the test that you want to do, and then this data gets sent automatically to one of our partners, Chameleon, which will then generate the website, the new variant of it with those best sellers farther up on the page, ready for you to be able to then go test. One note about this video is I actually had to slow it down because it happened faster than this and I couldn't explain it to keep up with the video. So there's the test ready to be run right now. And not only have we done this with Chameleon, this is available now with Chameleon, we're gonna have it soon for Optimizely and other partners as well. All right, but we didn't stop there with the A/B testing workflow. We wanted to complete the workflow with looking at the results of these tests. So this speeds up the analysis to recommendation, decoding, and testing, but now we close the loop with easy analysis. We've upgraded our A/B test dashboard templates too. So you choose your experiment, you choose the variance, and it will automatically generate the dashboard for you that compares all the different metrics across the variance that you have. So now the whole process has been not fully automated, but pretty close, and it saves tons of time. All right, so hopefully I was able to make data a little bit cooler and exciting and show how easy it is to collect it, to share and leverage it across your ecosystem, and to use it to drive automation like A/B testing. But now we get to talk about new analysis on top of the data. Now, Contentsquare, of course, is well known for its visual analytics, journeys, zonings, replays, and more. But we've also been busy building product analytics capabilities into Contentsquare, and we have a number of new user insights. So what you're looking at is acquisition analysis, and not only does that provide you metrics on where your users are coming from, but you can now customize those sources. So let's say you wanted to know, for instance, how much traffic is coming to your site from ChatGPT or other AI chatbots. Now, the other thing you can do is you can see out-of-the-box segments. So we're sharing things like who are your repeat users or who are your purchasers. You can easily see that list of users. You can also click on any user and get a list of all of the sessions of that user, and then use session replay summarization to get a summarization of that user's entire life cycle, so their entire customer journey with your brand. Beyond that, you can also create custom lists of users, and you can export them to share with your marketing automation tools in case you want to personalize an email to them or personalize content in other ways. So lots of capabilities around users, also lots of capabilities, new capabilities around errors. So we've updated our error analysis dashboard, and this new dashboard, you can out of the box identify the most impactful errors at a glance, see the ones that are impacting conversion and revenue goals, and even see unusual trends in error spikes. And there's more. We also have been improving product analytics for our Heap customers. So we have better mobile auto capture for Jetpack Compose and SwiftUI. We have the highly requested data tables that allow you to select multiple metrics and compare them together in a table format. And we have AI session replay summaries coming soon to Heap. Well, that covers the highlights of our latest release with new AI capabilities, analyses that help marketing and product teams get to insight faster and take action to drive ROI, and even those capabilities for data teams to better leverage behavioral data across all of your ecosystem. So what do you think, Johnny? Is that a wrap?
This is great, but I think you forgot something.
You know, you're right. I think we forgot to talk about conversations. John, I think you have something to say about
Yes.
conversations.
Thank you so much, Rachel. The world is changing. It's crazy. 700 million weekly active users on ChatGPT in August. It was 300 million in December. 2.5 billion daily prompt in ChatGPT 2 months ago. Yesterday, Stripe, Shopify announced a partnership with OpenAI to embed their checkout into ChatGPT, allowing transactional conversation. Big shift. Experiencing and experience are increasingly conversational. And so to tackle this topic, we had to do something. That's why we are very proud to announce the acquisition of Yoris AI, expert in conversation and agent analytics. And to talk about conversation, we need again another expert. Welcome, Itai, CEO of Yoris.
Hi, everybody. My name is Itai Hertz, and I'm the CEO of Loris. Today, we're going to have a little conversation about conversations. So before we get started, I wanted to get a sense of how far along you are in your AI journey. So let's try to ask Johnny, how many companies in this room have a bot on their website?
Thinking. Still thinking. I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Okay, well, my name is Itai, never mind. All right, let me ask the audience instead. Let's see if these trusty wristbands work. So if you could try to put them on your wrist. If you have an AI agent or a chatbot on your website, make it green, and if not, please make it red. While you do that, wow, I don't have my phone, I would love to take a picture of this. While you do that, let's talk about AI agent adoption. Gartner predicts almost 3/4 of customer interactions are going to be handled entirely by AI agents in under 3 years, by 2028. Based on the responses that were almost entirely green, it looks like you all fit into that trend really nicely. But it's not enough to just deploy an AI agent on your website and call it a day. So let's try this one more time. If you have an AI agent on your website, click green if you know how it's doing, how it's performing for you, and red if you have no idea. Oh, sorry. I went too far. I'm getting a lot of really weird colors. There's like a pink and a bunch of yellows. The friction that I'm seeing is kind of the point. Most brands have absolutely no way to understand how conversations are going on their website, aside from random customer complaints that bubble up via LinkedIn or an email. So if we follow these two trends, just about everyone's going to have an AI agent on their website, but no one has any idea how they're performing. That's an existential risk for customer service and customer experience. So as conversations are becoming the new way we interact with brands, we think of it as almost the new UI that you're going to experience online. At Loris, we give you deep insights into how every single conversation is going. Like the one we've been having with Johnny, you can see it's mapped here, every back and forth. And you can see where Johnny kind of falls off. We do this across your entire ecosystem. So if you dig deeper, you can see the part of the exchange where something was off. This small piece, what are customers looking for? Is your AI agent meeting those demands? And how are your customers feeling about it is incredibly valuable. On the right, you can see some of the predictions that our proprietary models are making throughout the conversation. What is the intent of the interaction? What are different elements of satisfaction? And is the issue being resolved? These are things you could never know before. And as we're giving you insight across 100% of your customer service interactions, we're doing that whether it's human to human or human to bot. Our quality insights are giving you a clear understanding whether your agents are delivering the experience, what you need to automate, and where you still need humans in the loop. Obviously, things are still complicated. Sometimes humans are needed to help the bots. Conversations, as I mentioned, they're a gold mine of customer feedback. So unlike a random survey, you're getting the literal voice of the customer. You're getting the expectation versus reality. It's unbiased, it's unfiltered, and it's the real emotional response in the moment. These insights, they surface trends across your entire ecosystem, for emerging issues that are happening on the back end that you want to flag for product, or front-end issues that you want to service to your front-end teams to deal with in the moment. Now, analyzing conversations can be incredibly powerful beyond just sentiment. So I'm going to talk about a case study. We worked with one of the leading food and delivery apps in the world. They had a hypothesis that we could help them predict churn just by analyzing their conversations. They had previously tried to do this twice with very big companies that you know, very expensive tools that took a long time to deploy. They both failed. They even went so far as to try to build this themselves. It also didn't work. Within basically 2 to 3 weeks of working with us, they were able to find a very, very high, almost perfect correlation between the reorder rate and the customer service conversation. So for loyal users, one bad conversation could drop reorder rate by 10%. For new users, and I've seen this across a lot of verticals, a good experience would 4x the attention of that user and drive LTV 400% up. This is incredibly valuable data. And when you have this, you can start to make really predictive decisions you could never do before. So if they want to attract people, they want to give people incentives, they can now save an enormous population of their user base. They estimate that we've driven over 8 figures of LTV for them in a single year. This is a really nice quote by them, but the point I want to make here is that speed really matters. AI obviously is a buzz. There's no shortage of tools that you have access to. A lot of folks are trying to build their own thing as well. But the world is moving very, very fast. So shrinking the time from ideation to implementation is the name of the game. And your customers are not going to wait. They expect you to deliver this every single day. And that's why you need to partner with the best in the business. So what does this mean for you? And what does this combination of Contentsquare and Loris mean? We're so excited about this combination. Number one, it brings Loris to a much wider audience. We work across a variety of verticals. We're all over the US. We work with Fortune 200, 100, Fortune 10. But to be able to go global and do this with CSQ is a dream come true. Second, AI and innovation, as I mentioned, they're moving incredibly fast. I can't possibly predict what this world's going to look like in 5 years, but I know that together with Contentsquare, we're going to figure it out, and we're going to stay on the bleeding edge of it. Finally, these are insights you cannot get anywhere else. The combined intelligence from conversations and behavior doesn't exist anywhere in the world. There's no company that takes these 2 data streams and makes you put this into action. I can't overexpress how important that is. So the combination of Contentsquare and Loris puts conversational experience into context with your behavioral experience for full end-to-end visibility and faster action. There's no more guesswork, no conflicting data in a variety of systems. It's real customer feedback for everyone who has a stake in the customer experience journey. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Itai. All right, so we look at so much today. Sense Analyst, our AI agent. From a tag installed, it provides recommendations. This recommendation can turn into design, code, and personalization on everything we have seen. It's crazy. It's going on a fantastic direction. Data flowing everywhere with Data Connect and MCP. Yoris for conversational intelligence. A lot of platform innovation and AI everywhere in our platform. Make sure you head to the product pavilion and to our Sense Lounge. And if you would like to try out our AI agents before anyone else, sign up here with the QR code. Thank you so much, Contentsquare community. Thank you so much. Thank you, Johnny. Also, thank you, Johnny. Who knows? Maybe next year, Johnny will do the whole keynote, and I will sit in the audience with you. Where there is a will, there is a way. Thank you, everyone.